The first wife or the
My
second
mother was
wife?
the first wife.
With how many children?
At that time, okay, as at now, we are 10.
Mm-hmm.
As at now. But at that time, I'm number 7, meaning at that time we were 7. Yeah, we were 7 children because there was no any other child. Mimi ndo nilikuwa last born. So life was very difficult. Eating was problem. Even hata kuvaa viatu. Yeah? I told you earlier, kuvaa viatu it was history. Hata nikiona mtu mtaani akipita amevaa kiatu na shangaa, what is this person is wearing. Yeah. So challenges, changamoto zilikuwepo nyingi sana. Yeah.
You mentioned about going to school for admission on your own.
Now, joining nursery school, this is a thing that we expect wazazi, parents to accompany the child. Like tuseme sahi, you have a kid na anataka kujoin nursery school. You understand vile hata mnaweza kwenda the whole village the whole village kufanya mtoto wako admission. Yeah. So I realized that nuksi ama tuseme challenges, it was a sign of challenges in my entire life. Yeah. Kwenda kujifanya admission in nursery school alone without any book, without anything, kwenda tu hivyo unaambiwa umekuja kufanya nini. I have come to learn. Yeah. So at the end of the day, they digested and they decided to admit me in nursery school.
Why did you go on your own?
I was eager. I wanted to learn. Because nilikuwa naona watoto wengine pale mtaani, wazazi wao, they were able, even some of my siblings from another mother walikuwa wamejoin na mimi nilikuwa sijajoin. So and I told you I had reached 7 years. So I said no, I have to go. Na nilikuwa nimeanza nikiwa mdogo kusema kwamba one day I want to be a doctor. So I said let me push it. Nilikuwa na hamu sana ya kusoma. That's why niliona, because my mama had gone to look for at least something for us to eat food, kwenda kupalilia mahindi ama kwa mashamba ya watu huko, at least to get some food for us. So I saw it was wise mimi mwenyewe nijipeleke. If they decide to admit me, well and good. If they reject me, well and good. So that's why I went there. They were very happy because, especially my mother, because it was a sign of responsibility and it was a sign of maturity. At the age of 7, I can manage to go and do admission for myself. Yeah. So she was very happy for me. She supported me where she was able. Like some sort of books, kile kitabu kilikuwa kinanunuliwa kimoja 32 page and then inakatwa katikati hivi. So those two with a pencil, so that is the kind of support she gave me. Then from there I was good to go. Nikaanza kusoma. Yeah. So I managed. Later I transferred from the same school. I joined now a government. That one was a private school. I joined now a government school. Again, joining that school, I went there alone. I presented myself as a sacrifice for the day. So they accepted to sacrifice me. They admitted me in standard 1 in a school called Masaba Primary School.
Still in Trans Nzoia district?
Yes, still in Trans Nzoia, in Kiminini. Yeah, so they admitted me in class 1. So there I started very well. That was in 1998. 1998, it was okay. I was performing very well in class. Nakumbuka hesabu nikifanya zile za C++ what I used to score very well. Yeah. So I later at the end of the year I graduated to class 2. Yeah. I joined class 2. That was 99. Then it was okay. Nikaendelea tu kufanya vizuri. It was so encouraging kuona ninasoma. I was very happy. I had set so many goals, Kwa nimepanga mambo mengi. I joined football. Yeah. Because nilikuwa nimefikisha 8 years sasa. I joined football, kukimbia. I was very good at running, you know. So 99 mwezi wa 9, that was another moment, another month ambayo ilikuja in my life, and I will never forget that month. I will never forget. Yeah, mwezi wa 9. Now as usual tulikuwa tumemaliza exams. Najua hata huku ninaona schools kimaliza exams watoto wao wana enjoy playing football, you know. So we play football from saa 5 all the way to saa 5 around na nusu hapo. Then nilikuwa sana study katika boli namba 5. So in the process I was hit by my colleague. Yani ile sijui ni stamina, unajua from that time nilichukia boli even up to today. Yeah. So alini hit, and because of that I felt like, okay, I was hurt. And I decided of course to go away, at least to relax, nikuwe sawa ndio nirudi uwanjani. So I sat chini ya mkuyu in a factory. I sat there. I continued enjoying the football. The match was nice. So in the process I didn't concentrate. Hata si kuangalia ni wapi niliumia. Yeah. Si kuangalia ni wapi niliumia. So I was concentrating with what? With the match. So within let me say within a twinkle of an eye, akili zikanirudi. Came back to my senses. Nasema, hey, nilikuwa nimeumia. Let me check what has happened. My friend, let me tell you, kuangalia miguu yangu yote ilikuwa imeswell. Miguu ilikuwa imeswell. It was mysterious. I have never seen such a thing in my life. Yeah. And sikuwahi jua kwamba one day nitaketi ama nitaamka then nijipate nini imeswell. So I was surprised. Kajiuliza kwani what is happening? But at the end, okay, so I tried number of things, maybe kuona kama bado niko sawa ama, because I thought maybe nimekuwa kwa fridge, nimefreeze ama nini. So I tried to stand. Kaona it was very very painful. Very very painful. I tried to touch on it, kufinya hivi, very very painful. So from there match ikaisha, watu wakaanza kwenda, I was left there alone. So ilibidi sasa teacher on duty aitwe. Yeah, teacher on duty akaitwa, wakatafuta zile taxi. Yeah. 1999 huko kwetu kulikuwa na zile taxi. So one of them was called within the school, alinipeleka kwetu. And it was around about let me say 2 to 3 kilometers to my home. So as I shared with you, I had two good friends. They were friends of mine, my stepsisters. Yeah. Mmoja wao ni mkubwa wetu. Yani alikuwa ni mkubwa wangu, then there was another one. So I used to work with them. I was their defender. In case of anything, I defend them. Nilikuwa nawaangalia, yani I loved them as my sisters. So now walinitangulia. Kunitangulia. I expected them to pass the message kwamba something is wrong somewhere. But I think I perceive maybe hawakuelewa what was happening. So they ended up delivering a wrong message. Yeah? A wrong message kwamba I was pretending. Yeah? Kwamba nilikuwa nimedinda kurudi shule, something like that.
So your relationship with your step siblings wasn't good at all?
It was good. We were friends. I don't know in their heart what was happening. But we were friends. We were good friends.
Your family plus their family? Or you are the only one who was neutral?
Okay, I don't know about others. Allow me to say that. I don't know about others. But from my point of view, it was good. Yeah.
Okay, proceed.
So at home, wrong message was delivered. So mimi kufika nyumbani, nashuka hivi, nilikutana na mambao. Kwani vipi utaki kusoma? So that is my mama now. Alinichapa, but now realizing that my leg, miguu yangu ilikuwa imefura, imeswell, she was like, what, mtoto wangu? So she cried, alijaribu mbinu, she went up and down, but at the end, at long last, nilipelekwa in the nearest dispensary. So there the first aid was done, nini, they didn't have any examination equipment. So walipaka tu some substance, a white substance. Then from there, nirudishwa nyumbani with some painkillers. Now from there, I was observed for 4 days, but nothing, no change. So from there, the decision was arrived to be transferred to Trans Nzoia District Hospital in Trans Nzoia County. So their examination was done, but again, to my surprise, the doctor examined and he said the joints zime separate, and there was swelling. So I don't know, but he went on to plaster my leg. Mimi, I had no idea as far as your knowledge, your whatever that subject is concerned, but I questioned myself, yeah. Mguu umefura, unaonekana kama maji yamejaa ndani. Ukifunga haya matambara mnafunga, then it means something is going to happen, yeah. But now I didn't have that audacity to question them, yeah. They were in the better position to assist me than. So now from there I was taken back home. Now at home I finished 9 days. After 9 days, I'm telling you my dear, mguu wangu wote ulioza, and even mguu mwingine pia ukafura. The swelling started rapidly, yeah. So that is another shock, yeah. Remember I started being shocked nilianza kushtuka nikienda shule kwa admission, because I expected someone to accompany me. So that was the first shock. That's a second shock inakuja ndio hiyo. So I was like, what is happening? But all along, it's like I went crazy. I was rushed to the hospital again. Kuangalia hakuna damu kwa mwili, hakuna maji. I was admitted in the ICU. That is what ward 6. Is it ward 6 or ward 7? Ward 6, that is the ICU. So there, hapa wameka maji, hapa wameka damu. I was told later kwamba nilichizika. Hata makaratasi yangekuwa karibu ningeanza kuokota huko ndani. Yeah? Ningeanza kuyakusanya because nilianza kuongea vitu vingine sijui. I was told later. So in the ICU, number of minor operations were done, at least to rescue, to save the incoming doctor for that matter. So at the end, I survived. So I was transferred back to ward 4-5. So that is a just general ward where wounds and other minor injuries are treated. So there I was treated, let me say, from 99, 2000. Then I told you earlier, a sample, because it was to be determined, to be ascertained what was the cause of my problem. Although I had been hit by my colleague, but again it was suspicious. The doctors wanted to know more about my sickness. So the sample was taken to Moi Teaching Referral. For 1 month, they say that we have not observed any problem. We suspect it might be osteomyelitis. So medication was recommended, but as I told you, the state of my family, we were unable to raise even cash to buy medicine. Yeah.
How were you able to? Did you get any help, maybe, so that you could be able to get the medicine?
I got at that time, Trans Nzoia District Hospital. Another dose was supposed to be recommended. yeah, for a certain period of time, maybe depending on the progress of the sickness. Yeah, if I was recovering, then they recommend a lesser dose. So I only managed to get one dose. So from there, 2000, I was discharged from hospital. So I was taken back to my village, that is Kiminini. Yeah.
And maybe to cut you short,
Okay. Please.
how was the response from home? Your stepmother and and your step siblings, how did they respond to the situation?
Let me say they were surprised. They were surprised. Yeah, because kutoka nyumbani nikienda hospitali, at least I was naweza kusema I was a little bit okay, but kurudi nyumbani I was in another state. I was not able to walk. Yeah, nilikuwa nainuliwa tu from one point to another. Siwezi nyorosha hata mkono. I can't walk, I can't do anything. So they were like, what has happened? Hmm? What has happened? Everybody, they came for checkup. Osteo means mfupa, bone. Yeah, osteo. Yeah. Then in summary, or rather to summarize on it, it is infection that affects the bones most of the time, or we can say it normally affects the bone marrow. Yeah, so it weakens the bones. That is a simple definition, yeah, of what the doctors were saying.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll take a short break.
Okay.
Then when we'll be right back, he'll tell us, our guest speaker is going to tell us how he was able to, what he went through in that situation that he was in. Him being crippled, not born disabled, but ended up being disabled at a very young age of 9 years. So he's going to tell us after the break how he was able, and whatever he went through from his family, the response that he got from the villagers around his place, and maybe one series in his life that happened to him that he will never forget, and how he was able to overcome whatever he went through. So after the short break, Hello. Hello there. Welcome back to the Solution Show. Mr. Emmanuel Wafula is going to tell us how he was able to how he was able to experience such kind of a pain even when he was not born disabled but ended up being disabled at a very young age of 9 years. So
now, Madam Gunga. Now, what happened? I remember one incident. Because I told you after being taken home, I was unable to walk completely. So nilitolewa nje kwenda at least kupata, how do we call, vitamin D, yeah, at least to strengthen my bones. So it happened that my mama alitoka kwenda kutafuta at least kuni na nini, some food. So maajabu yalitokea siku hiyo. Mvua ikaanza kutanda, wingu likatanda, mvua iko karibu kuanza kunya. So I was in a dilemma situation. I was in a very difficult situation because I am unable to walk. No one is there to lift me into the house. So I was like, in fact, I was expecting to die that day because hiyo mvua, it was very, very heavy. Yeah. So I was just waiting for the next step. Yeah. So in that process, kukawa na lightnings na light, thunder in a strike. So there was one special thunder that it strike in the air. Na hiyo thunder ndio sijui tuseme ilinipa uoga ama hiyo thunder ndio ilinipa nguvu, I don't know. But some energy from nowhere, nilijipata nimeshtuka na nikaanza kujivuta like crawling, kujivuta rivers, yani najivuta chini hivi nikijivuta kwa nyumba. So because nilikuwa na vidonda huku chini, so vile vidonda vilikuwa vinakatika na damu inamwagika. So I crawled like that mpaka ndani ya nyumba. So ilikuwa ni scenario ambayo ilikuwa ni ya kutisha sana. Yeah, ilikuwa ni ya kutisha sana. They were there, but sasa walikuwa huko kwingine. Because nyumba yetu ilikuwa ya kwanza, then nyumba yao ilikuwa kule mwisho. Yeah, you see. So from there nikaingia ndani, my mama came shouting, anakutana na damu tu mistari ya damu imejichora pale. Alinipata ndani, what happened? So I narrated what happened to her. But from there, that was my beginning of at least moving around. So from there I started moving around. Yeah. Later on nikaletewa crutches, yeah. But one thing ambayo sikuwa nimekubali ni kwamba nimekuwa mlemavu. Because I saw it was a complete change in my life. Yeah. Nimekuwa disabled, I'm unable to walk. Naona marafiki zangu, my brothers and sisters, my neighbors wanatembea, na shanga what has happened. So I didn't believe kwamba nimekuwa mlemavu. Na sikuwa hata najua definition ya kuwa mlemavu vizuri. So nilikuwa naona tu still hii ni situation tu itaisha. Yeah. So ikakuwa hivyo. So from there 2001 ikabidi nikasema no, I have to go back to school. Because nilikuwa nimepata some energy kidogo. So crutches nilizivunja. Yeah, nilizivunja. I didn't want to use them because I saw kwamba I'm odd one out. I looked odd one out. So nikapata some courage, nikaanza kutumia walking stick, fimbo tu, tembea kidogo. Nilikwambia last time kwamba it took me almost 4 hours kufika shuleni. Since saa 12. 4 hours, kama saa 3 hivi ndio nikafika shuleni. Now the reception shuleni, hey, that was now another scene ambayo sitowahi sahau maishani mwangu. Yeah, some of my friends wale tulikuwa nao in standard 2, because nikiumia I was in standard 2, na wengine wale walikuwa wamejoin. So kufika hivi, I'm telling you, they started you know that there are those words, even I hear watu wanayataja leo, kiwete kiwete. People, they were like muujiza umefika. They were like huyu ni mnyama. It's like ushaenda kwa museum uone mnyama fulani ambaye yuko unique, unakuta watu wamejaa pale. So I was like that. Students, people were running to see me. Even some of the teachers wakatoka klasini kuangalia what is happening. Yeah. So kuja kupata it was me. Yeah. Kutembea kumechange because na miguu haikanyaki chini vizuri, nimetembea nikiinuka juu hivi, walishangaa. So wakaniuliza what brings you here? Nimekuja kusoma. As usual, I want to be a doctor. So I didn't have anything, so they gave me some exercise books, pens, pale. They escorted me to class. Yeah. It was a very hostile reception, but I accepted it, nikaingia class. So I joined class 3 kidogo. So nikaanza kusoma. So I used to go very early in the morning naenda. But I only school for about few months. Then miguu yenyewe ikaanza kufura tena. Nikakaa chini nikasema, hii miguu ikifura. So I started remembering where I was. Nikaona ikianza hivi maybe inaweza nirudisha huko tena. Yeah. So I was scared, nikasema no way. Kama ni masomo, kama ni udaktari wacha ukae. Wacha wengine wakuwe madaktari, watanitibu mimi. Mimi wacha nikae. And if it is the will of God, then it will happen. So I went back home na nikaanza kufanya vitu hapo, kulima kidogo, kufuga kuku na nini. Yeah. So one day my brother akiwa form 4, my elder brother, akaniambia, my brother, I want you to join back to school, to go back to school. Nikamuuliza wapi? Akasema, I want you to join St. Vincent for the physically handicapped. It is a branch, a section in Kiminini Primary School. So I said, where? Disabled school? Am I a disabled? Why do you make such a decision? Ninamuuliza rather to remind you, the person, remember I had lost one favorite person in my life, and that was my mom, who died 2002, just 1 year after being discharged from the hospital. So she died, and she was the only one who was supporting me. She was the only one who was on my side, yeah, day and night supporting me. So she died. So during all this period, I was just thinking about her, how she assisted me, how I suffered with her in the hospital. So it was very, very difficult for me to concentrate. Now, 2007, that is the time, or rather the year, I was sitting for my KCPE. So before that, before KCPE, again, I was telling you, I started feeling like itching on my left hand. There was some itching. So from there, I within 2 to 3 days, my left arm ilikuwa imeswell kabisa, imefura kabisa. So from there again nikaomba ruhusa from the administration. I was given permission, nikaenda back to Trans Nzoia District Hospital. So it was in evening, they diagnosed me na wakaniambia you need urgent operation kwa huu mkono. So wakani admit that evening, I didn't have any single cent. Kaambia mimi nimekuja na sina pesa na niko mgonjwa. So they admitted me very early in the morning. Wakaniambia sign hii form. Do you have someone to sign for you? I didn't have a phone. No one was there from my home to sign for me. I decided to sign the form. So I signed the form. No, they said that there is pus in the bone marrow again. Yeah. So maybe the same case walikuwa wanasema osteomyelitis. Or maybe it was the same osteomyelitis, I don't know. So I signed the form. Nikasema naliwe liwalo. Yeah. Nimetoka mbali. I have suffered. I didn't die during those days. Nini kitafanya nikufe sahi? Kama nikufa potelea mbali, let me die. So I signed the form. So nikipelekwa theater in the morning, my sister's friend akaniona. So she called my sister. So after theater, my sister came from there. But now, again, something mysterious I will never forget in my life. the fourth day, yeah, the fourth day, I was not sleeping. I want you to note that I was not sleeping. Yeah, I was not sleeping, just relaxing on the bed. Workers were cleaning, up and down cleaning. I can see, if I close my eyes, I can see some doctors treating the patients on the far end. Yeah, so I was relaxing. Then remember, my mom died 2002. That is 5 years. Is it 5 years? 5 years back. 5 years back. Then 2007, mwezi wa raundi wa pili wa tatu, nimefanya operation, nimelala kwa kitanda. Then kitu ikaniambia, angalia kule mbele. Yeah, that is the time I saw my mom live and direct. Na usinipinganishe useme nilikuwa nalala. No. No. I was not sleeping. I was alive. Nilikuwa naangalia hivi. And I remember telling you, nilijaribu, I was thinking maybe naenda mbele za haki. I was thinking maybe I'm dying. I tried to pinch myself, maybe nikajichuna. Yeah, I tried to hit my head. Yeah, to test at least I performed some test on myself to check if I'm still alive. Yeah, I tried looking side by side to see if maybe kama nikiona my grandfather asikule, then ningesema kweli ninasalimu amri, nimeenda. But it was a good news kwamba I was not there yet. Yeah, so I saw some nurses doing their things there, so it was live. So I saw her coming. So from there I said, now leo ni siku yangu, leo ni siku yangu ya kufika mbele za haki. So nikasema let me do something, at least asinione. So nikajifunika vizuri, ile yaitwaje, ile bed sheet, ama ni ya kujifunika yaitwaje, sheet. Nikajifunika vizuri, vizuri ndio asinione. So nimelala hivi, nikainua chini hivi kidogo. So I saw her coming. So she came direct, na alipofika chini ya nini miguu pale, nilisema sasa hapa atapotea, hata niona. But I'm telling you, alisimama na akakat across, akaingia penye niko. And she was glowing. She was like glowing. Yeah? She was like glowing. Then akasema, mtoto wangu umeteseka sana, umekuwa mgonjwa sana, but you are going to be well. You are going to be well. Enemies are not going to succeed. People are fighting you. They are not going to make it. And she asked me to raise my hand. Lakini sasa mkono wenyewe ulikuwa umefanywa operation, umewekwa pipes nini. So I was not even able to lift up my arm. But alileta mkono wake, aliposhika mkono wangu hivi, like transmission ilifanyika ya baridi fulani ya hali ya juu, from kutoka mkono wake to my arm. So mkono wangu ulikuwa na pain, I was really in pain, but hiyo pain ili disappear na ukakuwa tu cool. And she prayed. So she prayed a very powerful and short prayer, and she told me that 3 days utamaliza hapa ndani, the third day in the morning utakuwa discharged. Third day in the morning utakuwa discharged. Na akatoka. She told me, don't forget me. Yeah, when you are out here, don't forget me. Na akatoka. So hapo ndo nilikaa sasa vizuri, nikasema kumbe nilikuwa sijakufa. So nikakaa vizuri, nikamwona akalitembea, akaenda. So from there hiyo pain iliisha kabisa. Siku ya pili ikaisha kutoka yeye kuja. Siku ya tatu in the morning, doctors were going around. Kuna daktari mkubwa wa hiyo hospitali alikuwa anaitwa Dr. Wabubi. He came with his team, wakaangalia. So the doctor who performed the operation on me was Dr. Mlanda. So akawaelezea vile alifanya hiyo operation, vile nini. Then senior doctor akasema, can I have a discharge form? He wrote a discharge. He discharged me the same day. The third day in the morning, the same day, my mom told me. and I was off to home without paying a single cent.
So your mom came back to heal you and to give you hope. Maybe there are some words she told you before she went back.
Okay, I don't believe in such things as such because I'm a very, very serious Christian. I don't believe in those things. I don't understand even up to today.
Why she
I
came?
can't define that. I cannot define that. And I don't know if she is really, she was really my mom. I don't know. Yes, she was my mom, but it is difficult. Someone coming live, mtu mwenye amekufa 5 years ago, hata ungekuwa wewe ungekimbia. Okay, nilitamani kukimbia by the way. Nilitamani kukimbia but kwa nikiangalia huku vitanda vimelala, nikikimbia huku nimewekwa maji, imewekwa kwenye nini? Ningechomoa vipi nikimbie? So it was very difficult. Sema tu let me surrender.
Difficult.
So from there I finished some months, then I went back to school. I successfully managed to finish class 8. Yes. But now from there nikapiga makofi nikasema wow, God is good. But nikasema sasa now this is the end of my life because I didn't have any idea what is going to happen next.
With all
I
those
went back home.
With all those challenges, were you able to succeed in your class 8?
I told you I scored 269 marks.
That is good. You tried despite of all that you went
to
through.
Me, hata sasa that is the time now I nullified myself from doctor's list. Remember that my dream was to be a doctor. Now, have you ever seen a doctor who scored 209 marks? Where on earth? That is a quack doctor. Yeah. So I removed myself from doctor's list. Now I started looking for something else at least to start kujipa imani nayo. Yeah, because at that age nilikuwa bado mtu akiniuliza whom do you want to become when you grow up? Because nilikuwa sija grow up vizuri. So nikaanza kutafuta something else. So mtu akiniuliza niseme I want to be so and so. Yeah, those who ask me kitambo nikamwambia I want to be a doctor, hata wangeniuliza ningesema I changed. Yeah. So I looked. Yeah.
After finishing class 8?
After finishing class 8, now I decided to settle at home. I stayed with my sister for a period of time. Then from there 2007 ikielekea kuisha, I received a message kwamba February 2008 I'm joining Form 1.
Who messaged you?
From the former primary teacher who assisted me to join that school, Mrs. Lydia, Madam Lydia. So I received a message, but I didn't have again anything. She told me to prepare. My brother assisted me to prepare some few things. Yeah. But of course, as usual, nothing was there to prepare. Nothing was there to prepare. So she asked if I'm ready for prepared early. I'm ready. If I've prepared enough, then I said yes. I've prepared enough. I'm ready to go. Yeah. So February, we started traveling. January around 20 something. February, I arrived in Bondeni. I boarded autobus. I arrived in Bondeni the first time in Mombasa. So I succeeded. I headed direct to Mombasa Secondary School, where inaitwa in short form Mississippi. Yeah. I had not accepted. Number one, kwamba nimekuwa mlemavu. Because doctors did some operation test, wakasema huyu sasa amekuwa kiwete kabisa, huyu amekuwa mlemavu kabisa, and he will be weak. By the way, walisema hivyo, this guy will be weak, mifupa yake iko very delicate, atakuwa very weak the rest of his life. Wanasema hivyo kwani wanajua Mungu ni nani? So I didn't believe them. By the way, I told them, you guys, you are just playing around with my mind. I ignored them. But I didn't accept kwamba nimekuwa mlemavu. So that thing really, it was really still haunting me. It was still eating me. How? I used to look some of my pictures naangalia. How? So nilijoin hiyo secondary school. That is the time now I met another level of disability. Okay, it's a mixed school. It's a mixed school. It is a mix of both special need student. By the way, these terms have been changed. Sai usiende tu round huku ukisema kiwete kiwete kiwete. Don't just call someone kiwete. There are names, yeah. Unaweza sema mlemavu. Those are proper words. Yeah? Because kiwete ina traumatize mtu. Inamuumiza akili, kwani huyu kiwete ni mnyama gani? So mtu mwenye ulemavu or person with special needs, yeah, you see, those are kind of good names good words you can use. So there I saw different kind of disability. Then at that point now I decided to change my life. Because it was really dragging me behind. I was not moving. Nilikuwa nimekuwa stagnant kiakili, nilikuwa nimekataa tu hapo, nilikuwa nimebaki tu pale, si move on, yeah. So I decided it is high time to change my life. It is high time to see changes. It is high time to think outside the box, to think outside disability, because I was just thinking of disability. So I received some kind of counseling kidogo, kwamba kwa mlemavu sio mwisho wa maisha, you can still make it, you can still move on. Then I sat down, nikasema yes, now it is time to accept kwamba yes, hii change imefanyika and it is a permanent change, unless Yesu atokea hapa aniguze then nitembee, that's okay. But as long as I'm like this, I have to accept kwamba nimekuwa mlemavu and move on. So I accepted myself, because I told you earlier, nilikuwa nikipita mtaani, it's like miracle, yani watu wanashangaa. You know, yes, that disabled mitaani, but unajua kuna different kinds of disabled. So ukipita unajua watasema huyu naye ni mgeni, huyu naye ni mlemavu mpya huyu. They want to see ulemavu wake huyu naye ni wa aina gani. Yeah, because kuna wengine wale mguu mfupi, kuna mwingine hana, you know, there are different kinds of disability. So nilikuwa nikipita mtaani watoto wanashangilia kiwete 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 kiwete. So I had to look for ways to counter hizo reaction, because ilikuwa zinani affect kabisa. Hiyo kwanza ndio ilikuwa inaniletea ulcers, iliniletea depression. I went into depression because of kufikiria na hayo mambo yote.
Here you went to a school in a different place, far from home. How did you get help? School fees, books, uniform. How did you get help?
Let me tell you, immediately after arriving in that school, it was let me say, ilikuwa ni siku ya vituko, admission day. Admission day, as you know, admitting officer has a checklist, yeah, to check whatever necessary materials you have. Alianzia kwa vitabu, 24 exercise books, geometrical set, Macmillan, Oxford English Dictionary, RSV version, you know, all those kind of lists. But sikuwa na kitu hata kimoja. Kila chenye alikuwa anauliza iko wapi sina, acha sasa hata tuje kwa toothbrush na dawa iko wapi sina. So I didn't have anything. Nilikuja tu na sanduku langu la mabati. There are some few things hapo ndani zilikuwa zinaleta kelele tu. Zinaamusha, zinaita watu tu. Because nikija natembea na kuja pale, because I'm limping, na unajua kilimbu hivi vitu vyenye viko humo ndani vinagonga huku na huku. So hiyo box ilikuwa inaleta noise tu. So
what did the box have?
At the end I had nothing. So discussion, wakaenda kando kidogo pembeni kufanya discussion. They decided to admit me. Nilifanywa admission, napelekwa kwa store huko na patron or walikuwa wanaita house father or rather patron, kanipeleka kwa store kutafuta mattress na kitanda. So huko ndani nikaangalia nikaona mattress at least nzuri, iko full, but ni chafu na inatoa vumbi. But nikasema potelea mbali. Ni maji nishayamwaga, hayazoleki, na nishayavulia nguo lazima niyakoge. So nikasema nichukulie hiyo. hayo ndio yalikuwa malazi yangu. Nikapelekewa dormitory. Life ya shule. Life ikaanza, it was very difficult. Kumbuka sikuwa na hizo materials. Toothbrush hakuna, na rauka asubuhi kule chini kwenda kuvunja mkilifi na brush. Kula is a problem, dining hall nafukuzwa, naambiwa na kula chakula cha wenyewe. You know, students wananichekelea. School fees ikifukuzwa na kuwa harassed kwamba nasumbua watu. You know, I was discrimination of the highest level. Kukosa tu kulipa school fees, I was really discriminated. Nikipita huku nafukuzwa, pita huku siwezi uliza swali klasini. I didn't have that freedom as a student. Just because of school fees. Now what made situation was the principal was changed. At least the first principal was welcoming, but the second one came in, he was very hostile. In fact, he threatened to chase me out of the school. Of course, utasoma aje bila kulipa school fees? Utasoma aje bila kulipa school fees? Shule inahitaji Quran, walimu, you know, expenses are there. Among other things, school fees play a vital role in school. So of course, to some extent, alikuwa na right ya kunifukuza. Lakini sasa na mimi nifanyeje? Nimetoka huko mbali nimekuja kusoma. But I ask myself, kwa nini nimekuja mpaka huko? Then there must be a reason. So there was a time he was about to chase me. Then one teacher called Madam Nasila, she talked to him, and at the end she managed to get a check of 8,000. So she paid there, she talked to them. They allowed me to be in school for another term. As we look for school. I even thought of going back, lakini ni kwa Nakuru town. Either ni kwe chokora, wenyewe wanasema chokoshe, ama nianze kuuza njugu, ama nifanye anything. I was almost giving up of life now. I was almost giving up. But now from there, nikijoin hiyo shule, there was we used to attend a medical checkup, yeah, in a certain hospital in town, in Mombasa town. So there were some doctors from Germany. There was a time they gave me their number, and they told me they will come next time in case of anything I can communicate, because they were also monitoring my situation to see what they can assist, because still I was not so stable. Yeah, nilikuwa bado sina nguvu vizuri nilipojoin hiyo school. So one day nikifikiria vile nitaenda nyumbani, because no school fees, nataka kufukuzwa, I thought of at least kuwapatia taarifa, because these doctors were to come again. So I decided to write a message kuelezea my situation kwamba next time when you come I won't be there, and this is the reason kwamba ninafukuzwa because of fees and all that. Then I really prayed, nikaomba. Students were like, this guy is crazy, but I prayed. I borrowed a phone. Because phones were not allowed. So I wrote the message, and then I prayed, then nikatuma your message. Yeah. So I was anxious waiting for the response. But within 30 minutes nikaona response. The doctors wamesema they are back in Kenya na wangependa kuniona next day, watakuwa Coast General, then from there Mombasa Beach Hotel. So I was to there. So the next day nikamwenda principal, nikamwambia, now Mr. Principal, remember you want school fees, so you have to give me permission to go out to look for school fees. So that was a valid reason for me to go out. So nikaenda kufika pale, I called that number. These guys were very hostile. I shout, mbona umechelewa? Tulikwambia hii time. Kumbe wazungu wanaenda na time. Sisi wa Afrika tumezoea unaambiwa saa 5 unafika saa 7. So he was like, I told you to come at this time. Why now? Because of hiyo nini na kuongelea. That was my first time kuongea na mzungu kwa simu. Hata hii nyingine vile walikuwa wananifanyia hiyo medical test, hatukuwa tunaongea sana. Yeah? So I panicked. Nikakuwa na uoga, nikatetemeka. Yeah? but from there akaniambia you just go back, if we find time we will come even to your school. So nilirudi natetemeka, niko na uoga, nasema sasa mimi kuisha. So tukasahau hivyo na principal naye nikaanza kumwambia just give me 1 month as I think the way forward. I used to sell queen cakes, by the way, kangumus hapo shuleni. Kulikuwa na club ilikuwa inaitwa law club. Law club. So we used to sell kangumus. So hizi kangumus tulikuwa tunauza na madili zangu za kando. I save some coins. Zilikuwa zikinisaidia. But with the support, at least guidance na support kutoka kwa huyo madam Madam Nasila, I managed to do what? I used to get some coins to sustain me, at least to buy some soap and other small things. Yeah. So one day, this is another scenario that I saw a miracle. I saw God working a miracle in my life. I was in class during lunchtime. During lunchtime, and one of my maths teacher was teaching, Mr. Moses. Allow me to mention him, Mr. Moses Man. He was teaching maths. So he was almost winding up, and I asked a question I wanted to understand. So he said, well, let me answer your question. So as he was answering, illustrating on the board, class teacher came very fast. Yeah, he came very fast. Please, sir, Emmanuel. So he said the same Emmanuel is the one who has just asked a question. So it is impossible for me to release him. Just give me some few minutes. Yeah. So he went back. Then after some few minutes again, he came very fast. Emmanuel anahitajika ofisini. Okay, akasema let me just finish up here. So from there, the third time now, mara ya tatu, instead ya huyo mwalimu kuja, tulisikia mzungu. Yani I heard a voice, where is Emmanuel? Where are you keeping him? You know, he came shouting. Then I saw him. Naona mzungu anasema mlangoni, why are you holding him up? I have asked for him. You know, he was very furious. Sasa aliingia ndani bila hata kuomba permission. Aliingia ndani. So in his hands alikuwa amebeba karatasi. So nashangaa karatasi ni ya nini? Akainua hiyo karatasi mbele ya class. Akasema I have paid it all. I have paid the whole school fees. Wow. I have paid everything. Now let's see what we are going to do. Na mimi hata sikuwahi ongea na yeye ama nimwambie my problem. Mimi nilimwambia tu sina school fees. I'm going home. Maybe you might not see me. So he paid school fees ya form 2 na form 3. Na hapo akasema no, you are not continuing. Akanichukua kitanda, hakina bed sheet, hakina net, hakuna kitu chochote. Yaani ukiangalia wazaona hapa ni mbuzi ndio analala hapa. So kuangalia hivi anagonga hivi nini, uchafu ndo unaamka tu. Hata ungeangalia vizuri na microscope ungeona flea wakiruka. So he was like, what is this? Are you an animal? Are you a human being? Akiangalia vitanda vingine vimetandikwa vizuri, hata ukiangalia marashi maybe wamepaka. Hapo kwangu hakuna marashi, ni jasho tupu hapo. Jasho tupu na nini hapa? Hakuna marashi toke wapi? Kwanza mimi na marashi ilikuwa ni wapi na wapi? So tukaenda tukapata permission, tukaenda Nakumatt. He did a shopping, a very very good shopping for me. Mattress, viatu, the first time kuvaa bata. First time kuvaa kiatu cha bata. First time kuvaa socks. First time kulala ndani ya net. First time kubrush na Colgate. First time yani kutandikwa bedsheet nzuri kwa kitanda changu. First time kulala kwa high density. First time, yani let me tell you, he did number of things. First time kutumia omo, tena unajua tulikuwa tunanunua mtaani vile viomo vya $1, vile viomo vya 5 shillings. Sasa amenunua omo ya ile gunia more than 10 kgs. alinunua hiyo vitu vingi sana.
How was the response from the students?
They were like, you know, I was like a laughing a stone in school before that. Yeah, nilikuwa natengwa na kula chakula cha wenyewe, mimi sina lolote, sina mbele wala nyuma, sijalipa school fees, but here comes a miracle. Kwanza vile alikuja na ile ni kuonyesha klasini kwamba I have paid it all, they were like, all of them walifunga vinywa. Then from there, after shopping kurudi, it was lunch time, students are everywhere in the compound. Tuko ndani ya tuktuk, vitu viko juu ya tuktuk. They were like, wametengeza nini huku, block huku, tulikuwa tunapita katikati. When you read the Bible, unaona maji yalirudi huku, mengine yakarudi huku, the children of the Israel wakapita. When a God's person, when a God's chosen one akipita, watu wanasimama kando kuangalia. Yeah, njia, yani it's like God opened for me to pass. God opened the way for me to pass. So tulipita in the dormitory, akaweka hizo vitu. My life changed instantly. I started sleeping like a human being. I started eating. I was given now priority in the dormitory. Wafula, where is Wafula? Hajapata chakula, yuko wapi? I was given a position to be a captain, dorm captain. I started being recognized. Nikakuwa recognized, at least nikaanza kuonekana, nikaanza kusimama kwa asili, nikaanza kuwa binadamu. Nikaanza kuwa na utu, nikaanza kuwa na heshima. Ni kweli ama kweli, ukikosa heshima yako inaisha. Ukiwa hauna lolote, no one will be there for you. People will run away from you. But once your life changes, ukianza kuonekana vizuri, then watu wanaanza kuja karibu. So my life changed. So I managed to finish Form 3, Form 2, Form 3. Although I repeated 1 year, but I finished Form 4 successful. But I will not finish this without mentioning that hiyo period yote nilikuwa hapo kwa shule, sikuwahi kuwa na fare ya kwenda all the way to Kitale. It was very expensive. So there is this patron or rather house father who stood by me. Remember, nilikuwa na ulcers, nilikuwa na hiyo kugonjeka, depression na nini. I was healing. He was there to counsel me. He was there to guide me. He used even sometimes to buy any alternative, because pale shuleni ni beans na nini, you know, vyakula ambavyo vina irritate nini hiyo tumbo. So he used to buy hizi mchicha, other nini vegetables for me, some fruits. So he was there. He became my father. He became my godfather. He accepted me. He took me in. Shule zikifungwa, I used to stay with him hapo kwake. Yani, he considered me as his elder son. Up to today, he counseled me, na hakuna siku, yani, na mimi nilimchukua kama my own father.
Na hamkuwa na ukoo wote?
Hatuku relate. Although he's a lawyer, I'm a lawyer, but we don't relate. Sikuwahi relate na yeye, but he just came in. He just came in to rescue me. So from there, he assisted me. I successfully managed to finish from.
I'd like to ask you 3 questions. And the first question will be, how would you encourage someone out there who is going through a lot and maybe is about to give up?
There are so many situations. Okay, I said it's a change. There are so many changes that happen in life, that in our lives today. Yeah, like me, I was not born disabled, but just all of a sudden nimekuwa mlemavu. That was a change. There are those today ambaye anaamka kesho yake anajipata yuko HIV positive. Yeah, it is a change. It is a situation. Yeah, kuna mwingine anajipata leo ameamka, kesho amekuwa mlemavu, amepata accident, amekuwa mgonjwa, amekuwa mlemavu. Kuna wazazi wale wanajipata amezaa ama amedeliver mtoto mlemavu, ama with the different kind, you know, yani in other ambao wana watoto walemavu. Kuna watoto walemavu na kuna mtu yote mlemavu hapa nje. They are there. Yeah, there are so many situations ambazo watu wanajipata in na wanashindwa Number one, kufanya nini? Kukubali. Kwa nini? Ile watu watasema aje? Nikijitokeza watu wataniona aje? Watu wataniambia nini? How are people going to react? Like me, I told you, people reacted negatively. They saw me like nothing. I was nothing to everybody. Because of course ile perception in the society kwamba walemavu they are nothing. Mtu yote mlemavu hana maisha, hana future. Bora apewe viatu ashone basi. Bora asimame njiani aombe basi. So exposing or coming up na kuconfess kwamba I have this condition, it is very very difficult. But continuing in that state of not disclosing your status, that is hiyo tunaweza kusema that is the beginning of death. That is the beginning of depression. That is the beginning of stress. That is the beginning of suicide. Because there are people who are committing suicide because anashindwa watu watamchukulia vipi. Yeah, young men and women today are dying because anaona society tamkataa because of disclosing his or her status. My advice is that Waswahili husema kuvunjika kwa mwiko si mwisho wa mapishi. Yeah? So whenever a change happens in your life, number one, accept that change immediately. Accept the change, sema imefanyika na siwezi kuyabadilisha. Accept the change and decide to move on. And in fact, whenever you accept the change, you prolong your life. It's like unaongeza maisha yako because it's just a matter of attitude. Ukiamua leo useme mimi kweli siwezani na hii situation, nime give up, then of course hata kufa utakufa. But if you stand firm, ukwe determined. I was very determined and focused. Yeah, I wanted to be somewhere. I wanted to prove wrong to people who looked down upon me. I wanted to prove wrong to them. Kwamba yes, I can make it. Kwamba kukua mlemavu kwangu sio mwisho wa maisha yangu. And if others can emulate that, then I'm sure they can go far. Then there is this idea of parents, like of my case, parents of children with disability. Wanawaficha, wanasema sasa hawa watoto hawafai kuonekana, sio watu wa maana. I'm telling those parents, these disabled children, they are very very important. They are very important and there is a reason for that. There is a reason for that. God has a purpose. God has a purpose for that. Let them expose them. Like nowadays tuko na hii inaitwa National Council for Persons with Disability. It's a council that tackles, assists the children or other people with disability. They should wake up. They should come up and register as members. They should participate. There are so many activities, yeah, that disabled children can participate in. There are schools, like here in Mombasa, we have Portrees Primary School for disabled. We have Mombasa Secondary. We have Likoni for visual impaired. There are so many schools, yeah, that assist this kind of challenges. Let the parents allow the children to be exposed. Let them support them spiritually, physically. Let them mentor them, because at the end of the day, God has a purpose for that. Kwa vijana, you know, vijana nowadays wanataka vitu za haraka. They don't want to persevere. They don't want to be determined. I persevered. I was determined. That's where I am today. So they have to persevere. They have to be determined. And of course, above all, God is everything. If you don't involve God in your plans, then God will not be there to assist you during your issues. So I personally involved God. I used to pray. I told you I used to walk from Bombalulu all the way to Ganjoni to school, because I later I joined the college at Moi University. I used to walk. I used to struggle. I used to walk. I used to pray. Yeah, I used to ask God's intervention. But I thank God. God answered my prayer. God has been with me, and of course the support. People have really supported me in a very special way. There are so many. If I mention them, sitamaliza. There are so many. So I really appreciate them. I really thank them. Yeah. Not not just consider, I'm already a mentor. I talk to many people. I talk to many young men and women. Yeah, I encourage them. Yeah, I encourage them. Leave alone young men and women, even watu wengine wazima. I have number of people I have talked to. Mm? Some of them, I have one, allow me not to mention him. He was about to give up, but sharing my story with him, I shared my story with him, and I told him it is not the end of life. Yeah, it is the end of no, it's not the end of life. You can still stand up, you can still wake up and stand up. Now uende mbali, and he is far now. He changed the attitude. He's okay now. I have two friends in Diani, in Ukunda. I met them, I talked to them, I encouraged them. They are okay now. So I talk to so many people, young men and women, regarding all issues. Yeah, I talk around all issues. Yeah. So mentoring people is not the issue. I really talk to people, and it is my desire, it is my goal to see a smile in every face, because what I went through, it is horrible. Na siwezi tamani anyone to go through in such situation.
That is quite a deep story. My dear friend Emmanuel Wafula had told me before that he can lift. He's in a position, the condition that he was before and how he is right now is much better. He has not had any complications of late ever since he received healing from his late mom. He has changed completely, and he had promised to show us how he can lift a chair, or I'll just give him a chair to lift, and I'll give him a chair to lift, and he's going to show us how he was able to lift, because he said he will show us how he will be able to lift that chair.
Yeah, leave alone lifting a chair. What is that?
You can carry someone.
I do many things. I told you I healed. I'm healed completely. I do many things. Let me tell you, I told you I ride a bicycle. I do exercise. I move up and down. I can nilikwambia, if anything happens here, let me God forbid, if anything happens here, nitakimbia nikuacha hapa.
You can run.
Nitakimbia nikuacha hapa. So what I'm telling you, nitakuacha hapo ukihangaika.
That is so nice.
I lift up this.
No, this one I won't give you this chair.
I carry things.
No. So you will. So I like
what I'm telling you, my dear. What I'm telling you. You see. Let me tell you. This is how I am. This is how I am. And what I can tell you, I'm proud to be who I am. You get my point? And I don't care what people. I don't care what people talk about me. This is a small thing, my friend. Now, what is this? What is this? Eh? What is this? This is small. I told you I things. Hata mimi naweza kwenda mjengo. There was a time nilienda mjengo. You get my point? There was a time life ilikuwa ngumu. Nilienda mjengo for 1 week. Nikikoroga mawe na nikisukuma wheelbarrow. Nikitafuta riski. Now you are this is nothing. I'm very powerful. Look at me. Look at me. I'm very strong. I can even carry you na nikimbie na wewe sahi. If I was on the mission of rescue mission, then I can rescue from a dangerous incident. My friend.
All right. That was quite a story. It was quite an interesting story, and I'd like to end by reading a quote that says that if your path is difficult, then know that your calling is higher. If your path is difficult, then your calling is higher. I would like Mr. Emmanuel to confirm if I'm right. Does the quote resemble your life?
Absolutely, that is very true. Because sometimes you realize that when you go through difficult situation, it's just a preparation. Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining in. It was quite a good session. I'm glad that you picked something today. You learned one or two things or several things. And I like to end by reading one saying that says, only true disability is the inability to accept and respect the differences. I'll read it again. The only true disability is the inability to accept and respect the differences. I'll give him time to repeat the process where a disabled man or woman can be able to do so that he or she can register themselves with the organization which are responsible for the disabled people. So you can explain it to us briefly.
Okay, as I said, as a disabled, ama mzazi yeyote yuko pale nyumbani na mtoto mlemavu, wewe ni mlemavu na you don't know what to do, wengine there are so many disabled everywhere, yeah? Within the town, hata wengine they are not kidogo hati yuko barabarani anaomba nini. Instead of wasting time there, I say there is this National Council for Persons with Disability. Number one, let them register. Let them be members of that council. It is free. Registration is free. Registration is free. The offices are at Uhuru na Kazi building, ground floor. Sorry? Those who are in Mombasa, Uhuru na Kazi, ground floor. Then even in Kisauni, there is another office. Then there are offices everywhere in the whole country. Yeah? Then let the parents support the people living with disability. Let the society, let us accept them, because hakuna mtu aliandika barua kuzaliwa mlemavu. Hakuna mtu anaandika barua kukuwa mlemavu. I didn't choose to be a disabled. I just found myself in it. So let us embrace them. Let us support them accordingly. Tuwachukulie kama wenzetu, and I know once they register, there are so many projects. Kuna miradi National Council for Persons with Disability wa inafanya na vikundi walemavu wanaweza ungana wakafanya miradi tofauti kujiendeleza maisha yao, and of course to know their rights, because wengi hawajui haki zao. Kama mlemavu hajui haki zake, anakaa tu akishangaa sasa hii dunia iko wapi. So it is good to know their rights. Akitembea pale nje, I'm sure it's a good thing. It's a good thing, and they will go far. And let them not wajichukulie kama hawafai, kama hawana umuhimu kwa dunia.
Dear friends, I'll end this by sharing that disability is not inability. When one is disabled, this doesn't mean that this person is unable to do one or two things or to fulfill their dreams. So don't let your condition make you stop from attaining your dreams. Be encouraged today by Emmanuel Wafula's story. He wasn't born disabled, but he ended up being disabled as the years went by. So, thank you very much for joining in, and see you next Wednesday at 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Be blessed.